there. This is my first live with YouTube. I wanted to go ahead and tell you about what I'm making today. I'm making, for our Sabbath meal tomorrow, I'm making homemade chicken and dumplings. Now what I've already done, for time's sake, is I've taken a whole Purdue chicken roaster and I've boiled it in just water. I went ahead and set out all my things that I'll be needing for this recipe, which I've already peeled my carrots, cut off the ends, and I've got a good bunch of those. Obviously, I don't have, a certain amount, just a handful. And I've got half of a large white onion I chopped up, and about 4 cloves of garlic. I've kept them bigger. I also have my salad shooter out because it's my favorite appliance. I am going to get to use that this time. So, and I've got my crock pot out. I've saved my my chicken stock that I boiled my chicken in. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and scoop this down here and fill up my crock pot with my onions and my carrots. So I'll take the lid off, put it there, and literally I'm going to use the salad shooter, and I'm going to go ahead and put do my onions in there. Well, I'm going to do my carrots first. So, like I said, this is my favorite. One of my favorite kitchen appliances is the salad shooter. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in here. Like I said, the reason I'm live is so I can show you when I mess up. It's okay to mess up. And I did just mess up. This is shredding carrots. I don't want, because this is being cooked in a crock pot for several hours tomorrow, I don't want these carrots to be mushy. So, I have a slice. I'm going to use my crinkle cut. It's just a crinkle cut slicer. I just think it looks aesthetically a little bit nicer. So again, I'm going to use my salad shooter. I'm going to go ahead and put my carrots back in there again. I think I might add a third one. Actually, there's a lot of room in there. I have a smaller salad shooter that I use, but this is a bigger one, professional, it says. So I love it though. So we've got that in there. All right. Stop this for a second. I'm going to put this in here. I pinched myself a few times trying to make sure I jab this in here because I'm missing the other piece. We've moved a couple times. This is my favorite tool. Thing got stuck. I think I have a carrot in here. Yep. Carrot stick. Anyway. So this is the size I'm wanting, so that it doesn't disintegrate. See? I've got one left. I think I'm going to cut this one in half. My husband's mowing grass outside. There you go. Very easy. See that? I even got some bigger ones in here. Okay, so I'm going to put my garlic in there. Garlic sticking in my hand. Put my onions in there. Like I said, I've got about 4 cloves of garlic, a handful of carrots that I peeled, half of a large onion, white onion, diced. I say diced, chopped small. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put all my trash in the strainer, because that's going to put the chicken bones and skin and all that yucky stuff in. So I've got that in there. That's just going to go right here. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the chicken. See them? This is going to look nice. Anyway. Okay. I am going to use a fork with this because I'm shred it off. So let me make sure you can see it. Okay. So here we go. First thing I do with the chicken is I run this knife gently around the middle. There is a breastbone in here, and after doing a good bit of research, I have found, and I'm just peeling some of the skin off and I'm going to throw that away. I found that the best way to get that breast meat off of there is to, you do right down the middle, you can feel that breastbone. Well, when you turn your knife just a little bit, just past the breastbone, on whatever side you're cutting the breast, keep your fingers safe, and you're just going to start cutting along the breastbone, okay? And you might lose some meat, but can you see that? So I'll just basically carve that out, or maybe even my fork and scrape that out. So basically, you're going to kind of peel this away and peel off the skin, and there you go. Look at that. I mean, there's a little bit of, there's no cartilage there, okay. I'm just going to peel off some of the yucky stuff, but there's your breast meat. Like I said, this side, I mean, I probably could come in here a little bit closer. Just kind of feel it and make it come off of there. Come off of the bone. Just gonna maneuver your knife and not be afraid of it. Knives don't have to go down straight. You can make them, see, there's some breast meat. If I wouldn't have worried about that, I would have missed all that breast meat. I don't want fat inside my chicken dumplings. Nothing worse than a dumpling and it's just a big old hunk of fat. Yuck! So I'm going to pull out, some people call this the wishbone. It's like I cut it. And that typically is right at the tail on the that side. Okay, so I'll pull some of this dark meat off of here too. Just a little bit. Actually, my husband likes the white meat, and I happen to prefer the thighs, and prefer the thighs. The kids like the drumsticks, so that's, between all of us. Our 18-year-old daughter, she likes the white meat too. Our son, see, there's that bone right there. You see that? That bone right there. You gotta find the other half of this one. No, I was wrong. The wishbone is not at the tail. It's up by the neck. Okay, so you just kind of feel around. Yep, another piece of bone. Anyway, so I'm just going to slice this part real thin, just in case, because I'm kind of feeling the bone in there. I'm not a professional. I don't claim to be a professional. I just love cooking. That's all. I love cooking for my family. I was doing these videos on Facebook Live, and then I realized that my husband, whom I value very much, his opinion, very smart man, very godly man, suggested, see, a nice big piece of breast meat. Now, normally I do not like touching the meat. I don't like it at all. My hands get yucky, but you know what? There's not a whole lot I wouldn't do for my family, and I want them to have the best. I want them to have good food. So, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to ignore it, and I'm going to go ahead and do what I need to do to get it done. What I'm going to do here, because this is just a big bunch of mess, and I probably could, you know what, forget it. I probably could go ahead and get more meat off of there. And what I will do is I'm going to bag this up and take it off later. And then some chicken noodle soup. Later on, I really like making bits, getting the bits off of the bone of the chicken. Or when I'm making a turkey, do the same thing. And then just make a big pot of soup. And fall's coming, so you can believe that we will be having some soups, because that's what I like doing. I love making soups, and I'm not afraid of soups. You know, some people are like, "Well, I don't have a recipe for that." Oh, soups are so scary. They're not scary. They're the easiest thing ever, because you can just make whatever you want. Like, make whatever kind of This is so gross. I'm so glad you're here, because I'm just like, I would be thinking about it. And I try not to think about it when I'm touching them. So basically, I'm doing this. Just taking the bigger pieces of meat off. We do have a big family. Well, some people say it's big. Honestly, I don't think it's that big. I guess because it's my family. We have an older son. He is 24. He lived in Georgia, and he recently has moved back home. Not because of finances, because he had a very good job, but literally to, and there he is now, doing a video. I was actually talking about you. Oh, good stuff, of course. Huh? Anyway, so moved back home, and we're so grateful that he's here. He does such a good job of helping out. We're in the middle of a home renovation project, and he's going to be helping my husband. I will be posting videos about that. I'm actually in the middle of editing a few right now. Not really editing, but just getting them uploaded, getting them off of my phone, trying to make sure that it's, you know, good quality stuff. I don't want to, you know, have anything on there, because I am going to typically do live stuff, and when I do live stuff, I'm going to make sure that I have everything set up, very similar to what I did. I mean, I had already set up everything. The reason I'm not putting this chicken in here is so that I can, is so that I can cut it up. Frankie, I'm doing a video. Their 7-year-old son. So anyway, so I am decided to not do very much editing, because I think people can appreciate real. Life is full of people coming in and out of your door. You know, obviously, you've seen that. That's full of interruptions and distractions. I think we already have enough of fake stuff when it comes to reality TV, the stuff that's real. And I'm real. So I would say pride myself pride myself in being real. So that's one of the reasons I decided to start doing it live. It's much easier for one. But Gabby's with Kinsey watching a movie in the room, okay? I'm on a video. So, speaking of interrupt. So that's why I'm going live. That's why I decided to do least amount of editing. And maybe as I go on later on, maybe I'll do more editing or something like that, or, whatever. I do know I've heard a lot of people talk about people being ugly on live or YouTube, whatever. And I just choose to not let those people bother me. People are going to be rude wherever you are. If you're walking down the street, or if you're in Walmart, or wherever you of course people don't walk down the street more. You might see them in Walmart. Or, we're in a very small area here. I keep on throwing the meat in here. The rule, see, now that would have been an edit. We're in a very rural area here on the Eastern Shore of Virginia. And you're on live on Facebook, everybody's watching. And if you have friends around here, you better believe they see you. So anyway, and you better be doing it. If you're going to say you do something, you better be that person. Because if you don't be that person, they're going to know it. Because everybody knows everybody here. And guess what? What you see is what you get with me. So, yuck. This is so gross. The things that moms do. Like, I could have easily, and I've done this before for time's sake, done chicken and dumplings with what do you call it? Boneless, skinless chicken breast, boneless, skinless thighs, done all that, and it's fine. But something about getting the chicken stock from the chicken marrow, the chicken skin, the whole chicken, and just literally doing it like this. There's satisfaction in knowing that there's extra vitamins and minerals and everything when it comes to boiling a whole chicken. When we start getting sick, we start feeling sick, one of the first things I do is I get make a big pot of homemade chicken noodle soup. Like I said, I'm not afraid to make soup. I love making soup. I do kind of like it sounds gross to say leftover soup. Everything out of your refrigerator and just, make soup with it. That's kind of not what I'm talking about. I mean like vegetables that are in there that need to be cooked because they're going to go bad soon, like mushrooms, tomatoes, onions, garlic, all that stuff. I have done a leek soup before. I was thinking if I've ever done any kind of, what's it called? Cruciferous, which is broccoli, cauliflower. I've made, I think, a broccoli cheese soup before. Other than this one, my latest soup that I've done was, I've made, what did I make? Oh, I did a loaded baked potato soup. That was a couple weeks ago. I did a video on that on YouTube, on Facebook. And hopefully I can get those videos off of there and show you that one, because that was fun. That one I took some easy corners on. I'm almost done with this. This is so gross to me. Like, you just don't even know. It's serious. I just don't like touching all this stuff. It's so gross. Anyway. Oh, and let's see. Of course, I'm going to be putting out a lot of content here on YouTube, live stuff. So if you're okay with that, then I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. Like I said, if you're interested in real, then go ahead. If you want a soap opera, I'm probably not the one to watch. If you are interested in home renovation, decorating, just learning about different things, everyday food, everyday stuff. I'm on a journey of weight loss also. So that's going to be on there. I will have different, chop these up. I'm going to have different things on there. I'm not interested in buying any products. So as far as weight loss stuff, I've done my fair share. Okay, give me a moment. I've done my fair share of drinking powders and taking pills and let's see, taking pills and powders and potions and shots and taking prescription stuff, taking non-prescription stuff. When I say non-prescription stuff, I don't mean illegal. I mean purely just you know, like, you know what I mean, stuff that people sell. I've bought stuff from friends, bought lots of stuff from friends, and there's nothing wrong. A lot of people lost a lot of weight. They feel lighter. They feel healthy. Whatever. It doesn't work for me. I found out that I'm a turkey kind of person. I actually need to go cold turkey off of things that I just can't seem to kick the habit of, or bad habits. I don't smoke or anything like that. But I just am not one of those. I'm just chunking this up. I decided to not even do pork, just go ahead and go through it with my fingers and get it over with. So I got all that done. I put the chicken here. I put the chicken stock on top of it, and we just kind of go from there. Tomorrow it's going to soften up these vegetables. Like I said, this is not a hard meal. It just is a little bit of time consuming. Tomorrow it'll cook for about, let's see, I'll put it on at about 10 o'clock, and it will cook for about 5 hours. It'll be done at about 3. I will put my already chopped up, and this is the only part of this that is not considered homemade, and some Southerners actually get offended by me calling it homemade. And that's okay. Everybody's offended. I don't get offended, really. But, so, I am using, let me show you. I'm knocking out my dumplings. I know people that use country crock and flour and they roll it out and that's the dumpling. I don't prefer that. I don't really like it. I like vegetables in my chicken and dumplings. Some people don't even put salt and pepper there. Some people do salt and pepper. I choose to use milk biscuits, aka my aunt Emma calls these Womp biscuits. That's a northern term. Basically, when you unwrap it, you womp it on the counter and it pops and they open up. These I'm just cutting into 4s. I take each biscuit out, I'm cutting it in 4s, putting them in a bowl, and then tomorrow I just dump it in there for about an hour before it's done for the 5 hours. And it'll be done. So I haven't put any, I'm sure you noticed this. I have not put in vegetables or seasonings or anything in here. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So this is done. Okay. This is literally almost done. So chicken there, carrots, onions, garlic. I put a couple of my I put a couple of poultry seasoning chicken bouillon in here. They're the bigger ones. And I made this a little bit more concentrated than like a normal chicken soup. So, what I'm going to do is this in here. And tomorrow this is going to boil down a good bit because of the the larger onions and carrots. They will kind of shrink. So that's what I'm going to put in here. I'm going to put this juice in here. Oops. As much as I can fit. And then that way, tomorrow, when this boils, I will dump those biscuits in there and it will be done. I like these biscuits because some people like the flat dumplings. Some people like the chunky, more dense biscuits. I prefer the dense biscuits. Fingers got yucky on it. Alright. So, can you see that? Isn't that looking nice? Okay, so here's for this. These are not going here. What I will do is take the pot, add this, take this crock pot, see it comes out, and I'm going to put it in the top shelf on the fridge. And in the morning, I'm going to take it out, put it on high, get it clean, and like I said, it's in here the last minute. It will boil pretty fast. When I say boil fast, because it's already going to be hot, they will cook pretty fast. So I'm not too worried about that being done. It will be in the crock pot on high. So this is the want part. I usually don't even. Can you jump every time you open one of these? Let's see. So there's a seam. You ready? Okay. Let's try it again. Ooh. I bet you jumped. Anyway, so I just dump these out. Go. This in the trash. So then I'm just going to take the biscuit. I'm going to cut it in fours, just like I said. And I'm going to put these. They won't stick together because I'm going to have them in the fridge. I might even freeze them a little tonight and then take them out in the morning. And then it will be, then they really won't stick. But right now they're cold because I just took them out. If you let them get room temperature, they're going to stick together and they'll kind of morph. So basically, this is what I'm doing. Just going to chop them all in quarters, okay? We're just going to put a couple together. I didn't want them to stick, but they're not sticking that bad because they're cold. There you go. Okay. So like I said, I'm going to cut all these up, and then tomorrow, after this has been on, every time. I'm going to just do this to all four of them. And tomorrow, when I've got an hour left, I will put these in there, mix them up, have that crock pot on high. Then I'm just going to literally dump these in there, mix it, and they will do the thing. So, time's sake, I'm just going to hurry up and go ahead and cut all this up. I'll separate them when I'm done. I'm not worried about it. You have, so what if you have some bigger dumplings? I think that's a big thing. Is people get like really stressed out over the little stuff. You know, I think in my 20s and 30s, I could have saved myself a lot of stress. It says put spoon here, but let's just put a fork here. Where'd it go? There it is. I had way too much stresses, a lot more than I really should have let bother me. And, you know, I believe in God. Why do I have stress? You know, you always hear, oh, let go and let God. Well, it is true. If you literally go to Him first, you don't have the amount of stresses that you would if you would have just given it to Him to begin with. But, you know, I always wanted everything to be perfect, I guess, or whatever it was. I mean, I wasn't perfect. I knew it wasn't perfect. But I wanted to be able to control the situations, I think. And this is just me being honest, very transparent. You know, I let people bother me. I let other people's expectations overwhelm me. And I cared too much about what people thought. And you always hear how when you're in your 30s, you don't really care. Well, I think it's true. Like, I've got some friends that told me that, you know, they're really nervous about going live. Well, I got to thinking about it. Why am I not nervous? And look at that. That looks kind of like a flower. I don't know. Just kind of look like one. And I'm not afraid I'm not afraid about a whole lot anymore. I realized that don't sweat small stuff. I can't be perfect. No one else is perfect, even though people pretend to be perfect. And honestly, I have nothing to hide. You know? People are not going to like everything that you do. And that's okay. People are going to have different opinions than you. That's okay too. People are not going to all like you. Who cares? Yes, you want people to like you. Okay. Well, stop worrying about it and focus on the things that matter. Like, do you have children? Okay, let's focus on them. Do you have a husband? Yes. Why don't you take care of them? You worried about your husband going out on you? Well, maybe if you're taking care of them, that wouldn't happen. Or, you know, I mean, personal experience, I'm not like getting in anybody's business or anything. I literally am telling you, you know, my husband and I have been married going on 3 decades. And we've not had a perfect marriage. We've had our ups and downs. We've had some struggles. We've had, you know, personal difficulties. We've, you know, had family difficulties. But I can tell you that through all that, there's one constant. We trust in God. Now, I'm not saying we were ever perfect and that we ever didn't fall off the wagon and we're not, you know, great Christians. We, you know, sin, you know, just like everybody else. But I'll tell you, divorces happen. We came close a couple times. But you know what? God is good. And we love each other probably more now than we did when we got married. Actually, I know for a fact that we love each other more now than when we got married. We were very young when we got married. I was 17 when we got married. We had our son first when I was 16. Ooh, you had a kid when you were 16 and a teenager? Oh, you're such a bad person. No. I know that most people that, you know, were, just to be honest, doing things, and they're 16 or younger, they just didn't get pregnant. Yay for you! But that didn't happen that way for me. And we stayed together. We had a lot of hard times together, but we stayed together, like I said. So, nonetheless, we're not perfect. Our families our families we were born into are not perfect. You know, some people would like to believe that, you know, we got our junk straight, but honestly, we're not perfect. We're just living this thing called life the best we know how. We ask God, which we call Yahweh, by the way, because that is God's name, according to the Torah. That's God's name. So we trust and believe in what the Word says, what the Bible says, and that's how we're able to get through this life. So, enough of that. Let me tell you what I got going on here. This is going in the fridge. This is going in a bowl with saran wrap on top. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to set this to high. I'm going to go ahead and dump these on top in the morning. This is 4 cans of the cheap Wally World buttermilk biscuits. Some of you know what Wally World is. Kind of showing my age a little bit. I am going to keep this chicken stock. I might need it tomorrow, but I probably won't. But I've got a good bit left. Now, what I'm going to do with that, I am going to take that chicken stock and dump it into an ice tray container. And I'm going to freeze it. And you're like, ew, that's gross. Well, let me tell you, when we're sick, and I don't feel like making something because I might be not feeling good, or I just need more stuff, or I need the chicken stock to cool off quick, or whatever. I pop those out of there as soon as they set, and I put them in a big baggie, keep them in the freezer for when I need them, because you never know when you're going to need a good extra flavor boost. You know, chicken bouillon and chicken stock is really good in green beans, like really good. Puts a lot of flavor in there. So you don't have to put the pork, the pork fat or any of that in there. Just go ahead and put a cube or two, or taste it, whatever, in your green beans. If you're doing the keto diet, you take a couple of those, put them in a pan, and you can cook up some chicken breast or turkey breast or whatever. You can make a cup of soup when you're not feeling good. Just throw a couple of those in a cup and put it in the microwave. I know microwave is not that good, but I'm just saying for quick. Or just put it in a saucepan if you don't like microwave. But those are some things that you can do with the chicken bouillon. And I like to have it around for just in case. So anyway, my name is Sonia Lasagna, and I do enjoy cooking. And this is my Sabbath meal. Sabbath is it's going to be starting in about an hour. It starts at sundown, which is the 7th day of the week. And this is what we do. So we're all done with everything. That's all I got. So bless y'all. And I'm going to be putting out a good bit of content next couple days. The next 3 days I'm probably going to be spitting out quite a few videos. I am going to try and learn how to do getting the videos off of Facebook so that I can put them on YouTube. But anyway, more than likely I'm probably just going to go live because I kind of like making mistakes so that I can learn from them. So y'all have a good evening, and I pray blessings on your home. Thank you. Let me see how to turn this off.